also be testing you to see how you're going to respond, because they know that if they do this with you, you're going to be their leader, and they want to be able to trust you. So often they'll be, sussing you out and throwing all these objections at you and really watching how you actually manage to turn them around. So when people are giving you objections, often, they need to pause, they need to be clear to make an informed decision. So an objection is really just a request for more information. And if you see it that way, it won't be so daunting. The other important thing about objections is your posture. Whenever there's an objection, you have to have a certain posture in this business. It's almost as if they're going to be people that are going to steal your dreams. There are going to be dream stealers, and your dreams, as CEO of your multi-million-dollar company, you're sitting as CEO of your company, their objections, your dreams have to be much greater than their objections. So you have to sit in that posture that you are actually offering this business to them for them. It's not for you. If they don't want it, if they're not the right fit, you're just going to move on to the next person. And you're really in that posture of a servant leader. If they have an objection, you want to serve them to the very best possible place. You want to be able to clear all of their objections, so by the end of the day, can actually feel comfortable and make an informed decision. There's something else, a very interesting tidbit that I researched today, actually, just as I was preparing for this. Apparently, the top CEOs of many network marketing companies were interviewed. Someone went around and interviewed all the top CEOs and wanted to know what all these people that are earning, megabucks in network marketing companies were interviewed. And this guy wanted to know what their main objection was when they joined. And he found that he interviewed about 20 people, and all of them had the same result for every single person. Do you want to hear what this was, surprisingly? All the ones that are top leaders in network marketing industries actually didn't have an objection when they joined. When they joined, they actually saw it, they got it, they felt it inside, they had a vision of it, and they just went for it, with that where do I sign attitude. So we know that not everyone's going to be like that. Anybody that does that, it's a good indication that they are going to be, their network marketing material. They'd be really good in this industry. But not everyone's going to be like that. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. So does anyone know, I'll make this quite interactive, maybe you can just write to us, what do you think are the 5 major objections that are going to come up when we talk to people in this industry? There's usually about 5 major ones. What are people going to say to you, and what experience have you had? I don't know anyone. Great, but we should jot this down. Okay, I don't know anyone. Yes. What else? What else are the ones that will no doubt come up? The idea is there's only about 5, so if you really, I'm not good at sales, fantastic, thank you, Rosemary. Nice to see you. We're trying to connect. I'm no good at sales. We're just going to write them down. What else? It's too expensive. Yes, the products are too expensive. I don't like pyramid schemes. Yay, you've got the 5. I think you're basically there. Is there one more? One more main one. What was that one? I don't know if I can do this. I see it, it's fantastic. I get the concept. I don't know if I can do this. Okay. So how about we cover all of them? Is there anything else? I'm too busy. Okay, great. I'm too busy. Rosemary's an expert at this. Next time, Rosemary, we'll have you here next week running the webinar. Okay, great. So what I've learned in this industry is that you often reply to a question with another question. So that's just another thing that you'll notice us doing. So okay, how about we go into the first scenario? Let's address the one, is this network marketing? We'll just do a role play. So basically I've offered something to Elfie, I'm ringing her to invite her to a presentation, and she's going to ask me.
Is this network marketing?
Network marketing? What? Yeah, it is. It is. What do you know about network marketing?
Oh, is it one of those pyramid schemes?
Pyramid schemes. Elfie, pyramid schemes are illegal. Do you think I would introduce you to something illegal? How long have you known me?
No, I know you wouldn't introduce me to anything like that.
No. You know, in actual fact, the real pyramid schemes are out there in the corporate world because you have, you know, one CEO, it's a pyramid, you've got your one chief executive officer and then you've got everyone, you know, on those ranks below. But here, you know, even someone that comes in, you know, 10 years after you can make, you know, more income than I do. So it's a very, very fair system. It's definitely not a pyramid scheme. So now that that's out of the way, would you like me to actually show you what I'm doing? Would you be open to having a look at what I'm doing?
Yes, sure. I would.
Okay, great. So you do something like that. I'm happy to have feedback. Rosemary, what else could you or would you say, or what have you said in the past when people have sort of asked questions like that? I want this to be really interactive. Is this a pyramid scheme? Is this a network marketing? The main thing is when they ask you, is this network marketing? Absolutely not. Why? That's great, Rosemary. Absolutely not. Why? Is that what you're looking for? All right. That's great. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Often, if they say, often we expect people to, you know, network marketing. The other thing you have to know also is that whatever objection you have, wherever your belief is weak in this industry. So again, you know, in that beliefs where you might not trust yourself, not believe that you can do it, or you might not believe in the company, or you might not believe in network marketing, you might not you might think that the products are expensive. Whatever it is that you are carrying, the posture you're carrying in your head is usually the objection you will get. And it's often a reflection of what's sort of there for you. So you may begin to notice that once you clear all your beliefs around, you know, sales, once you clear all these objections and you're totally in alignment, then no one's going to really come up with any objections anymore. And because you're not carrying them in your being. So yeah, pyramid. So if they ask you if it's a pyramid, and you say pyramid schemes are illegal, okay, they're illegal. And would I introduce you to something illegal? And certainly this is not that. And whatever your concept of that is, this is not that. And you can even, I mean, I'm not into sort of defending it, but sometimes you can even give examples. You can say, well, you know, Ambo's been around for 60 years. Do you think a business could be around for 60 years if it's illegal? You know, do you think it could be around for 60 years if it's illegal? Would that be allowed?
Hopefully not.
And millions of people worldwide, you know, involved in a global cooperative model. Yeah, so Elfie, I wouldn't introduce you to anything illegal. Trust me. And now that we've got that out of the way, we'd be open to just having a listen and having a look at what I have to offer you.
Sure.
Great. Okay. So that's that one. Okay, let's do the second one. I can't afford it. Yeah. So, Elfie, you're a mum?
I'm a mum at home.
Tell everyone who you are.
Well, I'm busy. I'm at home. I have 2 little kids. I'm working just part-time, 2 days a week. And yeah, my funds are very short.
Okay.
And my time with my children is very short.
Okay, so I'm going to ring you, and you're about, I've invited you to something, and you've seen it all, and you give me an objection.
Okay. Well, to tell you the truth, Vera, I can't afford it.
Okay, I appreciate what you're saying.
I think I'm just going to be able to take more shifts and work more in my job so I can, I can't really afford it right now.
I'm totally hear what you're saying, but let me ask you something. If you take a job, in 5 years' time, are you going to be better or worse off than you are now? Are you going to have more time in 5 years' time? Are you going to be able to... Actually, I've stuffed that one up. Sorry. Okay. Take 2. Let's do that again. Let's give me the objection.
Yeah, it could be also time.
I just got confused with what we're doing. So This is, I can't afford it.
Okay, so it's too expensive for me. I can't really afford it.
Okay, well, Elfie, can you actually afford not to do this? Then how long are you going to go on and do what you're doing? I know you value staying at home with your son. Okay, I know that that's what you value. And if I could show you a way that you could actually do this, where you can get your investment back, within a week, would you be open to having a look?
Within a week, you think I could get my...
Yeah, even say it was 2 weeks. I'm going to ask you the question: what do you value the most, Elfie? When you say you can't afford it, what do you value the most right now?
Well, mostly time with my kids and funds to be able to pay for my life. Yeah.
Sure. So if I could show you a way that you could actually, make a return on your investment very quickly, would you be interested in having a look?
Sure, I could make it very quickly. I would be very interested.
Because what I'm hearing is that you value your time with your son. And from where I'm coming from, you really can't afford not to have a look at this. Because this is going to give you time freedom with your son. It's going to give you more time and just more presence to be at home and do all the things that you love. So what I'm sensing is that you actually can't afford not to have a look at this. And it may or may not be for you, and that's fine. But would you be willing to have a closer look?
Yeah, sure. It sounds interesting.
Great. Okay. So, anyway, did you hear the different things that I employed? What I sort of reframed it. So that was a reframe in that instant that I said to her, well, can you really, I asked her what she valued. She said she can't afford it, so I turned it into value. And, I actually sort of made her think that she actually can't afford not to see this, because this is going to be a solution to her problem. Okay, let's go to the next one. Are there any questions or comments? Rosemary. Okay, no, that was the previous one. So I don't have the time. Okay, the next one would be, I don't have the time. So again, I'm going to, she's seen it, she's been to a presentation, she likes it, but she doesn't see if she's going to get the time to do it. So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the presentation and everything. It looks interesting, but to tell you the truth, I really don't have the time. I don't know when I can do it.
Okay. And what are you going to do instead? If you don't do this, what are you going to do instead? What are your options? I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the moment, I'm working till 4:30 every day. I come home, I have to make dinner and the children, and you know how it is. So I don't know when I'll have time to do this business.
Okay, so if I could show you a way that you could do this where you rely on the leverage of other people, so you actually have more time freedom for yourself, if I could show you a way that you could do this 3 to 7 hours a week, where you could leverage your time, would you be interested in having a look? Because what I'm hearing at the moment is that you're trading time for money. You're trading hour for dollar. You're trading your precious time, where you can be with your son, hour to hour, dollar for dollar. But if I could show you a way, a system that could give you leverage, so you could have time freedom, would you be open to having a look at what I have to offer?
Definitely. If you could give me time freedom, definitely.
Great. Okay, so when would now be a good time to have a closer look at this?
Now.
Great. Okay. All right, so that's another scenario. What else do we have? I don't like to sell. Okay. All right, so she's seen it all and she thinks she has to sell product. Yeah.
I really don't like to sell product. I don't know really how to sell, and I'm not good at it, and I don't like it.
That's great, Elfie, because I'm not good at it either, and I don't like it either. And guess what? If you went to a movie and you saw a really good movie, would you refer your friends to this movie?
Of course I would.
Okay.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, sure. And if you went to a really good restaurant, would you refer people to that restaurant?
Sure, I would.
Okay, so if you were using a great product, one that really made a difference to your life, to your family's life, would you have any hesitation referring that to other people?
No.
That's what we're doing. We're just recommending something that we love to others. So we're really not selling Elfie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. Do I have to
Do
keep
you
in
think you
stock
could do that?
or something
Do you
like
think
that?
you could do that? Can you see yourself doing recommending products that you love to people that you bump into, people that you meet, your family and friends, people you care about?
Yeah, if it's a really good product, I could see myself.
Okay, so let's have a closer look at this. Let's have another talk.
Okay, I'm open to that.
Okay, great. All right. So that's how you would overcome people that say, I can't sell. You talk about referring, recommending. No camera or sound, we've lost you. All right. Are we back?
Oh, can you hear us?
Oh, it's good now.
Oh,
So, okay, did you actually see the last scenario? How much of the last one did you get about selling? Were you able to see that? Not even in the frame. Oh, if you come closer. It's no good for Rosemary. I don't know what's going on there. We'll have a look at it for next week so it will be clearer. Hi, Di. Just the last bit. So you didn't get the last bit or you got it?
Didn't hear.
Well, we'll do it again. Well, let's just repeat it. We'll repeat it quickly. Let's stay in the frame. So, okay, thanks, Rosemary. So the objection is selling.
I don't like to sell, and I don't think I'm good at selling.
Oh, Elfie, I totally hear what you're saying, because I hate selling. I hate selling. It gives me the cringe factor. Just have to sell to my friends. But we don't do that here. We absolutely don't do that. Have you ever had a scenario where you've gone to a movie and you've loved it and you've told everyone about it?
Of course, I do it all the time.
Yeah, and do you go to restaurants and recommend a good restaurant to your friends?
Sure, I do.
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're using a product. Would you recommend a great product that you use that gives you benefit, that makes you feel better, makes you feel really great? Would you have any hesitation recommending that to your friends and family and people that you care about?
Well, not really. No. If you put it like that, probably not.
So, and this is what we do here. This is what we get to do here. We get to make a difference in people's lives. We recommend beautiful products that we love and that we have benefit from, and we get to share that with others. So that's all we do.
Sounds interesting.
Okay, so can you see yourself doing something like that?
Sure, if I get some guidance, yeah.
Right. And you know, in this business, we have coaching and guidance all the way. We have training and step-by-step coaching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we have people to take you by the hand so that you absolutely cannot fail.
That sounds great.
So would you be open to having a closer look?
Sure.
Right. All right, so that's that one. What else? What else were the other ones that people came up with? I don't think I can do it.
I'm really doubting myself. I don't think I can do this.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that you don't think you can do this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's the worst thing that would happen, Elfie? What's the worst thing that would happen if you didn't do this? If you just let this whole opportunity go right now? What's the worst thing that would happen? And, you know, I'm doing it. I'm here and I'm going off to Hawaii next year and, you know, I'm just going off on the cruise to the Caribbean in March.
Well, I don't want to miss all that.
I'm on my way, you know, but what, you know, I'm begging you to come and hop on board with me. We have the same opportunity. What's the worst thing that would happen if you just said no right now?
You go off to Hawaii and I'll be stuck in
That's right.
Bentley.
There you go. So what's the best thing that could happen if you actually said yes today and just hopped on board?
Well, at least I could give it a go.
Okay, and then if you gave it a go, what would be the best that would happen?
Well, I could probably build a successful business.
And if you built a successful business, what would be the highest and the best that would come out of that?
I'd be able to see my family, I'd be able to travel, I'd be able to go with you to Hawaii.
And what feeling would that give you, ultimately? What feeling would that give you?
Joy,
Joy.
yeah.
Happiness. Great. So, when would now be a good time to make a decision?
Now.
All right.
Right now.
All righty. There you go. Okay. How did people find that? So you can do best or worst, well, if you don't, what's the worst that will happen if you say no to this right now? And then they'll say this will happen, and then what's worse than that? I'll be in debt, and what's even worse than that? And so what's the best that could happen if you actually said yes, if you decided to join us? And then they'll tell you what it is, and then what's better than that, and what's better than that, and what's ultimately the best, and what feeling will that give you, and get them in. People say freedom, joy. They start to really access their why, and that's when all the doubt goes away. And usually they'll say it, and in my experience, they'll hop on board. They'll just, they get access to their hearts again instead of to their minds and their blocks. So that's actually a really good way, the best and worst process scenario.
Adrian is asking, would you ask what would be the worst if you said yes?
Would you ask yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love the creativity here. Absolutely. What would possibly be the worst thing that could happen to you if you said yes? And yeah, that's fantastic. Did you learn that over the weekend? I know you went to a network marketing training too. That's a great one. Thank you for sharing that. What would be the worst thing that would happen if you actually said yes? And then okay, so what would be the worst thing that would happen if you said yes?
I would lose $12. And maybe I wouldn't like the product.
And what else?
Maybe I wouldn't have success. Maybe I would make heaps of money the first 2 months.
Yeah. So what do you have to lose?
Nothing really.
What's the best that would happen if you said yes?
Well, I could be successful like you.
There you go. We could party together and travel and enjoy freedom, time freedom, have community, have fun.
Sounds good.
Make a shitload of money, change the world.
Sounds good.
Okay, so when would be a good time to sign all the forms? And let's get you started.
You have a pen?
There you go. Alrighty. Okay. So, what else is there? Always, I know you know these things, and Elwyn, I think people feel that it's something they can't do on their own. How are you going to guarantee me all the help that I need? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you had this objection, I can't do this on my own. Well, I don't think I can do this on my own. Let's just do that.
I don't feel that I can do this on my own. And how are you going to promise me that somebody's going to help me?
Well, I hear what you're saying, Elfie. I hear what you're saying, and I know how you feel. I actually felt the same way when I started. But what I found was that if I needed help, there were people there to help me and to coach me and guide me. But I had to seek it out. I had to seek it out. But there were conference calls that I could go on, and webinars and events that I could go to, and really, there's a saying: if it is to be, it is up to me. So, you can seek this out. There is help, and at the same time, you need to want to do this. Because if this is not for you, if this is really not for you, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand.
Can you see yourself doing something like this?
It sounds very interesting, and I see that you're doing very well. So, and if there is help out there, I guess at the end of the day, it is my business. So I do need to seek out the help at least.
Absolutely. So the help is there, and people can guide you every step of the way. And at the same time, it's your business and it's your responsibility. But they can only coach you and give you tasks, and it's up to you then to do the job description. You are your own boss here. You are your own CEO.
I love that.
Great.
Mm.
So let's get started.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Give me the pen.
Okay. All right, anything else? Rosemary, we have community both online and offline to help. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything we've left out? There's lots of people will object in many ways, and often, I'll recap. Often they doubt that they can do it. There's either I have no time, no money, I have doubt that I can do this. Is it a pyramid? Is it network marketing? What else is there? Is there anything that we haven't covered? They're the main ones. Oh, I don't know anyone. That's right. It can be harder when it's not someone you know well. Adrian, it's not my cup of tea. Great. Okay, let's do that one first. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to say that sometimes sometimes people actually don't want to do this, and they're clearly saying that they don't want to do this. And in that case, you can say, look, Adrian, I can actually hear that this is not for you. It doesn't sound like you're telling me. What I'm hearing you saying is that it's not your cup of tea and you're not going to really enjoy this. So, I just want to thank you for actually being open to having a look, and what I'm hearing is that it's not for you, and that's okay. And that's okay. And thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. And that's that, because we don't have to take everybody. I'm not really into auditorships. I love this. Okay, all these objections. Okay, tell me.
I'm
not really.
I'm happy to try it, but I don't know if I'm really into all these auditorships.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. So you don't want a regular commitment of an authorship?
It's too much commitment for me.
Sure. So what I'm hearing is that you're a little bit of passive commitment. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what if I could show you a way that you didn't have to commit to an authorship every month, and you could still order and enjoy the products anytime you wanted? Is that possible? What if I could show you a way to do that?
Sure, I'm willing to have a look at that.
Yeah, there are other ways to do it without having an authorship.
Okay.
And having said that, the authorship is great because it just ensures that you have your product coming to you every month, wholesale, that you never run out. What if I could show you a way to get your product for free? By going on authorship, and if you help some other people go on that authorship, you could actually have your product paid for. Would you be interested in having a look at that?
Sure, if I could get it for free, that would be great.
Yeah. So let me show you that.
Okay.
So you could talk about the obviously the extra bonus there, bring that in, or you could say, you know what, you don't have to go on authorship. And again, reiterating what I'm hearing you say is, or I respect what you're saying, and just repeat it back to them. And we're overcoming it that way. Ask for a referral. Could you just elaborate on that, Adrian? Adrian's saying ask for a referral. Oh, that's fantastic. I can see you've done your training over the weekend. Adrian went to a seminar over the weekend. That is great. When somebody says no, thank you, that is a great point. Answer a question with a question. Great. So when somebody says that they're not interested, we say, what I'm hearing is not for you, but is there anyone that you know that this could be for? Is there anyone that you know out there that would really enjoy this? And I can call them, because they might be interested in having a look. This might not be for you, but it might be for someone that you know. So yeah, always asking for that referral. If they say no, going to the next step. Elwyn sounds like Nadav's way. Answer a question with a question. Can you give me an example, Elwyn, of how you would answer a question with a question? I mean, we've done some along the way. I'll just, if you can come up with some new ones. We had quite a few along the way. Let's have a look at what else. So if this isn't for you and you want to change, if this isn't for you and you want to change, what type of business would you like to do? Yeah, yeah. So eliciting more information out of them so you can have more information. Rosemary's got one too. Okay, so I think we're really done. Pretty much done. Is there anything else that we haven't covered? It's really simple. I just want everyone to see how simple this is. There's only ever going to be a few objections, and we've really covered them all. Is there anything else that anyone else has encountered? Rosemary, also you can ask people if they would like to earn enough to cover their product or replace a payment and replace their income. Sure. Sure. So how would you phrase that, Rosemary? How would you phrase that in an open-ended question? Usually I say, what if I could show you a way that you could have your product paid for? Would you be interested in having a closer look? That's usually the talk track. But if you have better ones, I know you guys have went to a great seminar over the weekend, so please, this is what the webinar's about, that we all, we're a community and we pool our resources. Would you be interested in earning enough? Sure. So you can sort of use that talk track. You may see yourself in 3 places. You may just want to be a consumer. You may want to, just share the product with a few people and get your product paid for. Or you may want to, see this as build a global empire. Which of these places can you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? In which of these 3 places do you see yourself, Elfie?
Definitely, I would like to grow a business, a global business, of course, and travel and have resources to do whatever I want and visit my family and have more time to spend with my family. Definitely.
Right. So let's get started so we can show you how you can achieve all of your goals.
Okay.
We'll show you how to get started.
Thank you.
Is that the sort of thing you meant? Don't assume they want to build an empire. Okay. I think, Rosemary, we have to have you here next week in a hot seat. Can we get Rosemary to speak? Rosemary's really got some good points. I'd like to have her on. Can we have you on? I'm just going to try and open it so you can actually contribute. Okay.
You can click on the Q&A, Rosemary.
Click on the Q&A, and then I think you'll be able to speak. But that's absolutely right. Never assume anything. Give voice. We give Rosemary voice. Hi, Rosemary.
Okay. Okay.
It says audio.
We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Hi.
Hi, Rosemary.
So what do you want to ask me?
Well, you seem to have some really good tips, so I just want you to share with everybody, if you would be willing to do that.
It's just to say certain things. Things pop into my mind of things that I've been taught in the past. Feel, felt and found is a big, gives an objection to say, I know how you feel, and I know you did that one. I know how you feel. I felt like that myself, or someone I know felt like that. But what we found is that once they got started, we were able to help them, whatever the issue was.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, and we covered that on the first, I think the first webinar 2 weeks ago. But absolutely relevant to objections. When an objection comes in to say, yeah, I know how you feel. I felt the same way when I started, but I found that people very quickly started to use the product, and the business started to grow, and yeah, this is what I found. Feel felt better.
And certainly wanting to know what, if they were to do this business, what would you want from it? What would be worth your while to actually take it on board?
Fantastic. And if I asked you that, what would you say? So, what would be worth your while to take this business on board, personally?
Well, that would be different for each person that you're talking to. Now, someone might say, "Oh, I'd have to earn 500 a month or 5,000 a month."
Sure. And then would you say
whatever it would be? Yeah, if I could show you how, what you would need to do to achieve that.
Turn your sound down a little bit, Rosemary, please.
Turn my sound down.
A little bit,
yeah. I've turned it down.
So, yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Very good. So, yeah, just continue with that, because that's a really good point. We forgot to cover that.
Well, each person is different, and some may only want to earn enough so that they get their product for free. If I could show you how you could achieve earning enough to cover the cost of your own products, would that be a way to make, for you to take a step forward? And some people might want to earn enough to make the payment on their car or the mortgage. So then again, it's just looking at what people's needs are, rather than necessarily assuming that they want to do a little or a lot. We could just assume that someone only wants to get their product paid for, but they may secretly have a dream to set the world on fire and really be someone, leader and build a monumental business.
Yes. Yeah.
I suppose it's when they start throwing up objections, it's still finding out, well, what would they like to have happen to make it something that they look at more seriously.
Sure. And that's just asking someone, what do you really want out of this? Like, to me, when we're just trying to be humorous with the role plays, but when you're really with someone, it's just about asking them, what are your dreams? What is it if you did this? If you joined us in Edgy Express, what is it? What are your dreams? What is it that you'd like to get out of this? And then they would tell you, yes, I'd like to earn $500 a week, or $2,000, or I'd love to have holidays every year. And then you could say, well, if I could show you a way that you could do this, I showed you a step-by-step way that you could earn $500 a week for a month, would you be interested? Would you be open to having a look and then go down that track?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for many of us, quite often we're talking to people that perhaps we don't have that close relationship with. You do, in this instance, where you're doing role plays with Elfie. Elfie's a friend. I think maybe some of us would like to. I think you give different answers. If you're talking to someone that you don't know so well, Do you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
if you're talking to someone that's a good friend, it's different to someone that you've met at a networking event that you're having a coffee with and you're talking about the business too.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's all about eliciting really what people's needs are. And we didn't have I mean, today we were just sort of doing a general sort of overcoming the most common, but the newcomers who don't know anything and may be floored by these sorts of questions, just the sort of standard ways that we would cover it. But absolutely, I totally agree. I mean, you need to know what people's needs are and why they would want to do this and what their aspirations are, and then meet them at that level and and be able to offer them something at the level of entry or the level that they want to come in at the level of their own individual aspirations. You think we could create a list of open-ended questions and answer back the questions in the PDF? Sorry, that's Rosemary. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just looking at Robin's question. So
I just see someone said to turn my sound down, but
sometimes we
but
just.
it's feedback, but I'm not sure how to do that.
That's okay. Is there anything else you'd like to contribute? Because we really, we know you're we know you've been in different network marketings and you've got a lot of experience to share with us.
I think really the things that are definitely the most common objections that we get. And it is about practicing, so that when people do come out and say those things, you know that what you're going to say, and you're comfortable with saying it. So I think having some practice and with a friend or with someone else in FG Express that you can go over those sorts of questions so that you feel more comfortable with coming out with the responses. I think people don't always like doing it, but it is helpful when the time comes. It's a bit like the feel, felt and found. If you have that in your head, when someone comes out with the question, it kind of comes easily out of your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Rosemary. That's great. And we want people to contribute. This is great. This is what it's all about. It's just everyone sharing and creating community. So, Eldon, do you think we can create a list of open-ended questions and answers in a PDF? Absolutely. Absolutely, we can. And we can do that. So, it's 8:15. Thank you, everyone, for being on tonight. Thank you for all your contributions. It was really great, really good and interactive tonight. And next week, I think, are we doing closing? It's going to be, it'll be on the Facebook page. It's either how to do a strong close, and then there'll be one where Nadav and Benjamin will actually do a back office training and record it. So it'll be a back office training recorded. So if anyone can't go to a back office training, they can just watch it on the webinar. We're going to upload all of these resources so we can all share and help one another. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for being on today. And we'll see you next time. It might not be us, it might be somebody else, but this is the forum for whoever wants to take a stand and contribute. Just let us know. And every Wednesday at 7:30, we're going to cover one aspect or one core competency of network marketing. So have a great week.